Good morning, America. I'm Homer Simpson, and today in Reconstruction News, joining me today would be Cletus Ferguson Jr. with the weather. How's it looking out there, Cletus?
Well, Homer, here in the south is a warm sunny day ranging from the high 90s with a low of 60 degrees, perfect for the agricultural focused communities. In the north is ranging from the highest being in the 60s and the lowest being in the low 30s. There's also a slight chance of rain in the north, so make sure to bring your umbrella to the factory. That's it for the weather. Back to you, Homer.
Thanks, Cletus. Speaking about factories, I am sure glad to no longer be working on one. Even though I do miss the low pay and being overworked like a slave.
We're not supposed to mention the working conditions, Homer.
I mean, workers that unfortunately were not accepted into the Knights of Labor. Though I do love the pay job that our massive benefactor, the Rockefeller Standard Oil Company, has given to me. In other stories, horses are no longer lolly-colored, as the kids said. With the rapid industrialization of our economy comes a new era of trans-based transportation. Long are days of horse insurance. Now it is time to welcome the recently finished Transcontinental Railroad. It goes from the East Coast to the West Coast in just 4 days, and it is now ready for service. Now, wait, I'm just getting news. I have just received breaking news from a representative in Chicago. Clarence?
Hey Homer, I'm here in Chicago, where a recent disaster took place during a riot by the Knights of Labor. A recent development has left 7 police officers and 8 civilians dead, with over 100 more injured in a violent confrontation between anarchist leaders and police officers. After the initial peaceful protest began, officers began telling civilians to disperse, prompting a still undiscovered man to throw an unidentified bomb near the commotion. This has certainly been a great disaster for public peace and the Knights of Labor, many suspecting the bombers to be from the once heralded organization. Our prayers go to the victims and to the families. Back to you, Homer.
Well, those are heartbreaking news, Clarence. Well, folks, we'll be back to more news after this commercial.
Are you tired of having to walk miles and miles throughout the city? Tired of being exhausted when you finally arrive at your destination? Introducing the newest craze among commuters, the Bicycle 3000. With its detachable basket, this updated classic design can help you travel throughout your city. Having trouble getting the hang of it? Order now and get training wheels at no additional cost. Available now at your local retailer.
Welcome back, everyone. Now, a new article called The Gospel of Wealth by Andrew Carnegie has been plucking at the heartstrings of the upper class and taking the nation by storm. Published in the North American Review, the piece by Carnegie, a successful business owner, described the importance of philanthropy on the rising elite class, pushing for a more philosophy of donation and supporting important government programs. This reflects best a recent movement of the elite class donating some of their fortune, best seen with our benefactor Rockefeller from Standard Oil giving $600,000 to help start the University of Chicago. With so many people quick to criticize the monopolies of our time, it sure is nice to see some people still taking out for the smaller guys. Now, there has been much debate over President Hayes' decision to take out troops from the South. Here again, my man on the street, Clarence Price III. Clarence?
Yeah, Homer, I found some greatly differing opinions on this issue when talking to these people here. With me now is one of those people, a radical Republican.
And what do you think of the president in general?
I think he's a coward and a Southern sympathizer, too afraid to make a stance on it himself and instead depending on Northern tax dollars. I mean, come on, who should fit the bill? Me, a Northerner? Or them, the Southerners who started this Great Depression? Come on.
Now, what do you think about these new plans to remove troops from the South?
I think it's a disgrace to the public. First, the South gets away with slavery for years, and now the Civil War. I mean, there should be serious repercussions.
Finally, what did you think about the previous 2 men in office, Lincoln and Johnson?
They didn't do enough. You see, they merely considered it a question of unity instead of morality. More should be done to accommodate for the newly freed men as to not continue the Southern discriminatory practices.
Wow, Homer, a lot of interesting opinions out here. Back to you in the office.
Wow, thank you, Clarence. You always seem to ask the right kind of question in this kind of situation. In other news, we have Cletus here for the sport-related news. Cletus?
Hi, Homer. The biggest story in baseball right now is the St. Louis Maroons and their historic hot streak, starting the season off at 20-0 and dominating the Union Baseball Association. This shatters the previous longest streak and sets an unprecedented record. I seriously doubt we'll see anything better than this. I even had the opportunity to interview one of their star pitchers, Charlie Sweeney. Here's the interview now.
Oh my god. Cletus? The third?
Charlie Sweeney?
Oh my god, okay.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
so what is your key to success?
I throw the ball really hard.
And how do you throw the ball that hard?
Yeah. Cletus!
Back to you, Homer.
Well, that was an interesting interview. Well, we'll be back after the short commercial for more news.
Ever heard of something as innovating and revolutionizing as the Transcontinental Railroad? Of course you haven't. It is the most innovative thing made in this century. You're probably telling yourself,
This great innovation in transportation, it must be very expensive, right?
wrong! These tickets can take you far. They can go from New York to San Francisco in just 4 days. These tickets are selling fast. We're practically giving them away. So make sure to buy one at your nearest train station.
That actually was pretty interesting. I'll be sure to buy one myself. And you should too. Now, to more interesting news, here's an editorial by Bobby Robertson Jr.
Hello, everybody. My name is Bobby Robertson Jr. Totally not that guy that was just being interviewed. Anyways, you know what really grinds my gears? This new Plessy v. Ferguson case. I was under the impression that the Supreme Court was made to protect our God-given rights to congregate where we please, but now it seems as if they're giving in to Southern efforts to make everything like it was before the Civil War. This has just been another development in the process of radical sectionalism and separatism that impedes on the freedoms of a non-white population. It's just so obvious at this point that almost all levels of government are trying to appeal to these cowardly men who are afraid of new changes towards progress and racial equality. Pretty soon, these new laws from Louisiana will spread throughout the country, recreating the divide that our brave men fought against and died for. We, as the American people, should not stand for this. We must push against these unnecessary changes, and it must be done swiftly. Spread the word and fast, for the results will have harsh implications on the future of freedom. Back to you, Homer.
Very interesting ideas you got there, Bobby. Well, folks, it seems we have reached the end of our program. Thank you very much for supporting it. I hope you have an amazing day. Follow us for more, and you stay fresh. See ya.